The Relief of Death is the second full-length album from Iquique, Chile-based death metal band Rotten Tomb, and this comes just a couple years after their debut. Was one of my favorite records of 2022. It was number one on my top 100 albums of that year, and I reviewed it to very high marks, noting its inspiration from classic incantation and immolation, as well as they noted Paradise Lost was part of their sound. I would compare that sound to the first record from Cenotaph, or maybe the heavier elements of Gorment in terms of conveying death doom as well as classic 92 style death metal, keeping it a little bit thrashing, but going for it in terms of the heaviness. And they've carried that through on this album. So we'll cut to a clip here and get a sense for the different production values and the sound here. So a lot has changed here. There's a lot of notes to go through, I guess, if you want to. They've got a session drummer here from Invincible Force and Ancient Crypts. We've got a sound that is maybe a little bit more attuned to early Grave Miasma and Crypts. We have production values that are no longer focusing on the kind of 80s sounding, late 80s sounding drums, less of a thrashing sound and more of just a straightforward death metal sound. So this record will sound different, but it doesn't necessarily change in its style, which is still that slightly doom infused death metal sound that is classic early to mid 90s death metal, which is brutal. It's got very strong and aggressive vocals and goes for relatively moderate length songs that are very straightforward. There's not too many notes to really throw in there. There's some nuances to the general movement of the album, but there's only a few tonal shifts throughout. It's a very straightforward record, just as the last one was, and it really just digs into its pocket and goes for it in terms of riffs. I wouldn't say that it's any better or worse than the last record. It's just a follow-up that carries through their sound, and since they've changed drummers, that's a little bit different. The production values have changed, so it's really not a change of style, but more a change of sound for this record, and I think they've done justice to their previous record while making some of their own changes. For me, this is definitely my kind of thing. It is very much a style that I'm a huge fan of, and I think that this record really knocks it out of the park in terms of just the way that they author death metal is the proper way to do it in this style, and I think they've put their own touch on it well enough to where it feels authentic and like death metal should feel deeply morbid in this style and very atmospheric. So very high recommendation for me. Go ahead and check this out for yourself. It released on May 18th, and read my review if you'd like more of my thoughts.